The name of the story is Blood is Thicker Than Vengeance. The characters are the twins. The male one is Aaron Wilson and the female one is Iron Wilson. Xenia Barrera, that's Aaron's fiancée. Justin Wakefield, that's Ira's fiancé. The extra characters are played by Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, are the twins' parents, Papa, the troubled person's father, Inspector Dunnan, that's a police officer, and Dr. Nash Alfred, that's a postmortem expert. Now the prologue of the story. A girl aged 24-25 years is lying lifelessly in a hospital bed bounded by machines. A young man peeks dolefully from behind the glass walls. Some part of his aching heart wishes that the sleeping soul never wakes up and learns the ugly truth. Now let's begin the story. "Daddy!" The twins shrieked excitedly as they went to greet the father, Mr. Wilson, who just entered the house from work. "My dear darlings," Mr. Wilson cried in delight. There, let your father breathe," the twins' mother said while bringing some lemonade for her husband. But the twins Aaron and Ira wouldn't listen. "Don't worry, Carol. They're my natural stress busters." Mr. Wilson kissed them. "Oh, you spoil them as always, husband," complained Carol. "They're my two inseparable gems," said Mr. Wilson proudly. Now a troubled person is thinking. "I'm looking with my eyes shedding blood, and my heart is torn into 1,000 pieces when I see my papa beating Marmee brutally in front of me. It seems that I'm frozen to the ground, unable to move, and stop him or console my poor weeping Marmee. When will this stop? Oh, when will this darkness end? Maybe I should seize this. Maybe I should kill either him or myself." "Aaron, just get this obnoxious bike out of my parking space. When will you get it? This is for my scooty." 18-year-old Ira snootily glared at Aaron. "Come on, son. Listen to your sister." Mr. Wilson patted Aaron's back. Aaron obediently does what he is told. "She always gets her way," he remarked. "Son, you're older, even by only 2 minutes, but you should be more responsible and act mature," explained Mr. Wilson. And as always, the ever mellow-hearted Aaron nodded. Now the troubled person is thinking again, but at a different time and in a different situation. "Oh, what is this place? Seems like heaven. At least better than where I'm accustomed to live. Here I can drown my sorrows and blow my troubles out into smoke and bury myself into this blaring music. She seems like a freshly bloomed flower, so innocent and so fresh. Wah-wah-boom goes to my heart," thought Aaron. "Hello there. Can I take you out someday?" said Aaron, flushed. "Xenia," the girl replied after some time. "Oh yeah, I'm Aaron." And so love flourished between two young souls. Quite predictable, isn't it? Ira seemed indifferent though. Actually, she wasn't a meddler, but just curious. "Oh well, their life," she shrugged. Now the troubled person is thinking again. "What have you been up to, you good-for-nothing, useless piece of crap?" Papa was screaming angrily. "None of your bloody business. It has never been," I retorted coolly. "What do you think? You'll bankrupt me with all this weed and booze?" I was breathing heavily with blood in my eyes. "I hate you. I hate everyone." "Hey Aaron, why did you take my headphones without my permission?" shouted Ira. "I didn't," said Aaron. "Who else can take them?" Ira retorted. "Ira, stop testing my patience and grow up okay for once." Aaron exclaimed angrily. Ira was taken aback. Aaron's heart ached. He usually never shouted at Ira, but yesterday Xenia whispered that he shouldn't take trash from anybody, even if it is his own sister. Maybe she's right after all. Patience has a level. Strange, but she never spills anything about her family. Maybe the family isn't that much bonded. But it happens. Some families are estranged. How lucky Aaron and Ira are. And so time flew, and they all grew. The Cupid pierced Ira with its arrow, and in the form of Justin Wakefield, a thorough gentleman and intelligent. He was a medical resident. Ira bloomed personally in his company, becoming more acceptable towards relations, especially Aaron. Her behavior towards her brother became cordial. Aaron adored her as always, despite his strong feeling towards Xenia. Like they say, twins always share a special bond. There was an engagement gala at the Wilsons' place. Both the twins were getting betrothed. Aaron and Xenia, Ira and Justin. Xenia looked so dainty and angel-like, Aaron just couldn't help keeping his eyes off her. Justin showed Ira his new sports car that he always wanted and said, someday they go on long wild drive. Ira laughed. Now the troubled person is thinking again. How can he? No, he's mine. He has always been mine. I can never let anybody look at him, let alone share. He's mine, always, forever. How time flies, and happier times are exchanged with terrible tides. Here Aaron is crying hysterically while peeking through the walls, where Ira is lying lifeless on a hospital bed. There was a tragic road accident, in which both passenger and driver were badly injured. Both were rushed to nearby hospital, but Justin passed away on the way, while Ira was comatose. Such a pitiable situation. You are neither dead nor alive. The car was in police custody for routine checking. Dr. Nash Alfred, the post-mortem expert, peered closely to the blood samples taken from the car. Yeah, all right. 2 samples belong to the injured. But what about the third? Some droplets of blood were found on the brakes of the car that belonged to neither Justin or Ira. Quite alarming, right? I'm afraid somebody loosened the brakes intentionally. But you see, the fouler always leaves a mark. So here he or she left some blood droplets, apparently while loosening the brakes. He or she cut a finger. So for that purpose, you all have to give me your blood samples, ordered Inspector Dunham. But why? What is the point? Asked Aaron. Well, we suspect a foul play here, explained the inspector. Even Xenia was compelled to give her sample along with the bereaved Mr. and Mrs. Wilson. You all will not be leaving the town during the investigation process, ordered Inspector Dunham. A couple of days later, Inspector Dunham came and asked for Xenia Barrera. Aaron informed that she had gone to visit her ailing grandma in Kansas City. I told you all not to leave the town until the investigation ends. You know, she could be the killer, said the austere inspector. Hold your tongue, Inspector. Xenia could never hurt a fly. How could you speak so ill of her? Retorted Aaron angrily. Tell her to come back at once, or else she'll be compelled, threatened the police officer. Xenia was arrested instantly. Aaron accompanied her because she was her fiancée. She was questioned because the third blood sample obtained from the car was hers. She was forced to reveal the truth. And then she started to shake violently. Yes, I killed them, she bellowed. I was the one. How could she? How could she take the affection of the only possession, my Aaron? Aaron looked at Xenia in utter disbelief. I had nothing. My father beating the hell out of my mother and my cowardly mother did nothing but to suffer in silence. He torturing me mentally and physically every moment. How can one be so cruel to his own flesh and blood? Nobody, literally nobody stood for me, you see, except this lovely soul Aaron, who took me out from this deadly whirlpool. And that witch, she was trying to snatch him from me. She's better dead. Ha ha. Dead, dead, dead. And then she started laughing uncontrollably. Aaron looked at her pitiably, not knowing whether to hate her or console her. But he gestured to the inspector to take her away. Soon he was standing with his parents. Poor souls who were in deep sorrow because the dear Ira was between life and death. Doctors had given some hope, but not all. And here Aaron was thinking what he will tell Ira about what happened to Justin, how he would face her. It will take all his courage. Even if she wakes up, she'll be a living dead. But no, he is her brother. He'll bring her to life again. He is the responsible one. He vowed and peered at Ira with a novel ambition.